Saturn Vue 3-liter engine. Saturn Vue. Wanted to show everybody another little detail and a helper for changing the spark plugs. I had to redo the job that I priorly done. The reason being is I had to change the coil packs. The boots on the coil packs, they were really sloppy on the coil packs, so I ordered some new ones and I changed them. And in the process of doing that, the valve cover gaskets, the valve cover bolts were loose, and with that plenum on top of that, you cannot get to them bolts. And what happens is down in your spark plug holes, the valve covers leak and oil gets down inside them holes. So as you lift your plenum up, make sure you check your valve cover bolts. Make sure they are tight. Do yourself the favor and recheck them. I never done myself that favor to check them. I automatically assumed they'd be okay and tight. They were not. So the second time around, fixing these boots on the coil packs, I had made sure that the valve cover bolts are tightened so the leaks will not leak again and the spark plug holes will not fill up with oil. So if the spark plug holes are filled up with oil, one wonderful way of doing the job and cleaning the hole out with oil is you just cut strips of socks and you put them in the hole, and you take something long and skinny. In my case, I'm just going to use a small flathead screwdriver, and you want to push that rag all the way into that spark plug hole. Just poke it around, make sure it's at the bottom of the spark plug hole so it's absorbing any oil at the bottom. And we'll take another one and I will do the next spark plug hole, leaving the rag in the first hole that I placed it at the bottom of it. And in the meantime, the first hole, I'm doing the second hole, which is allowing time for the first hole rag to suck up the oil that's in that hole. And again, I'll do the third hole, leaving the second hole I just finished, giving it time to suck up the oil. Now I'm not sure if there's oil even in these ones. I can't really see it, but we'll see in a minute when I pull one out. So I will pull the first one out, see what kind of oil we have absorbed up. Oh, that one is dry. That's a great sign. That's a great sign. We will go with the second attempt for the second hole. That one is dry as well. Another great sign. The last one, just a little wee dribble. Great sign. So that valve cover was not leaking. The front side here, oh, it was a mess. That valve cover was leaking. Well, all these top bolts were loose. And there's a rubber gasket underneath that. And just the pressure and the oil pressure and a splashing of the oil on top of the camshafts just throw oil on the side and creates that little bit of a leak, which it runs down into those holes and fills them holes up and sits in the rubber, and it kind of swells up the rubber and softens it up a little bit, which makes the connection from the coil to the spark plug poor, and it ends up the spark will shoot out the side and kind of miss the spark plug, which you will get a misfire. Now one more thing, when you're removing the plenum, the easiest way I can explain to you, there's only a few bolts. This bolt, this bolt, this bolt, this bolt, this bolt. You need a 6-inch shaft, T30 Torx bit. You want to remove this air conditioner line that you see right here. It'll go right here when that's down. You want to remove that. It's in the way of tipping that plenum up. Remove that, put it off to the side. Under those 5 bolts, you you need to undo the throttle mechanism. There's a bolt here, a bolt here, and a bolt here. They're actually screws. And elsewhere on the plenum base, there's a 5th one, 6th one here. That's your last one. And this plenum is loose and will lift up. Then you have this wiring harness back here that's attached to the plenum. So you'll have to free it from the plenum. There's one 10mm bolt that screws into the plenum. And when you put the plenum back on, you want to make sure these are either new gaskets or in very good condition. And you also want to make sure it's very clean if they are in good condition before you reassemble. And the underside of the plenum, again, you want to make sure that is extremely clean, because you want those two surfaces to join together without any type of leak. So you want no debris within those two layers. Anyhow, just a great video for those that have a similar motor. Saturn Vue.